All right, it's Saturday, February 3rd, and this is going to be episode 14 of Shop Talk. We got Texas Toast here, so
a special guest,
special edition. It's just not me and Bobby talking to ourselves. Today, what do we do? Today we put the gas tank on the 60, complete. Fuel injection gas tank, and Bobby was still working on his
dumbass car.
His more welding. Welder broke the
liner.
The liner kinked up, so need a new liner for the welder. We'll kind of put things at a standstill until next weekend. Anyways, today's topic. What we say? What was the original?
Why is Lowrider dying?
No. Custom car.
There's custom cars.
Our custom cars, dying.
Yeah, like the tradition of building cars and
the whole concept, the whole hobby of building cars is it dying?
I think it is. I mean,
So this is not specifically lowriding. We'll get into lowriding in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Custom cars,
and I think one of the things that has to do with it is that sometimes we're just not passing on that knowledge to the younger generation for them to start building these cars. Any car, customized cars, whether it be lowriders, high rise, classics, trucks.
Well, it's not only that it's not we're not passing it on. Does it even want to be received?
True. A lot of kids nowadays may want a brand new truck or a brand new car, the Camaro or Charger, Challenger, whatever, and get and go, and that's it.
So it's dying.
I sometimes think that it is.
What do you think?
It's dying. It's too expensive. You don't want to be driving down the freeway and see a custom car. You got to go to know where those people hang out.
So what qualifies what's a custom car?
I mean, to me, it's like the older stuff, the stuff you can't find parts for, or you have to find reproduction parts, or even scavenge a donor car to I'm not talking about like no.
Okay, 90s. so buying is buying a 2020 Silverado and getting it candy painted and putting rims on it. Is that a custom truck?
Yeah. But you don't.
I guess to a certain degree.
But is
But you still don't hardly see that.
That's true too. You don't see that unless you
go to the events.
So you don't see it on the daily basis. On your commute to work, you don't see a custom vehicle.
Yeah, no.
You see them at an event.
You know what? If you're out there watching I won't say every single day, but most days when I'm driving to work, I always see this C10 truck. Extended, not extended, but it's the long bed. Yeah, the long bed with the thick white walls. You're out there watching, like the truck.
I like long beds. I personally, I mean, I'm not gonna say I prefer them over short bed, but I do like long beds. I think they look good on the ground.
Yeah,
they look longer. But anyways, I think the custom cars are dying, or the whole movement, or whatever you want to call it. I think mainly because these new cars are made out of plastic.
Yeah,
plastic bumper. There's no chrome trim. There's no stainless trim. It's all plastic.
Yeah, no steel, hard to find parts.
No, it's just all plastic. Pop the bumper on, snap it on, and that's it. I think that, and then on top of that, all the cars look alike.
Yeah.
I mean, you take a Toyota Camry and you take a Mitsubishi or something, they look the same.
The SUV game, yeah.
And then the midsize, the crossovers or whatever you want to call them, they all look the same.
Yeah, they do.
So it's not like, I mean, if you talk Impalas, I mean, you recognize Impalas by the year.
Yeah, I think the last nice Impala that came out was 96.
Well, yeah, but you reckon, that's a 63. Oh, that's a 64.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The old.
Now, if you look at a Silverado truck, I mean, it's a 2016 to
Yeah,
to 2020 or something. You don't know.
True, yeah, it's the same. It looks the same. Now they just distinguish them by OBS, old body style, and new body style. Like that's a whole big,
Right.
years, man. A big gap in years.
I mean, like nobody rides around or nobody says, "Man, did you see that badass Ford Escape?" Like, like nobody said, like that's not a thing. So the cars being made today, I mean, yeah, you could put wheels on it and put a stereo but that's not I don't know. It's just a different type of vehicle, man.
Yeah.
It's a commuter car.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, these Impalas were once commuter cars.
Yeah. True.
4-doors were more popular as a family car.
Yeah. The station wagons and stuff like that. Were
Okay.
more popular.
So branch off of that and talk about low riding. Is low riding okay? First off, is low riding dead?
No.
Okay, is low riding dead?
No.
Okay, is it dying?
Yes.
Man,
Is it dying or is it growing?
it's not grown, but I have seen like the way I look at lowriding. I look at it from back in the day, like 80s and 90s, right when it was big. I think in my eyes, everybody had one, and then little by little, it just started kind of going away. And lately, though, I have been seeing like a resurgence of it, like a little bit, like some spikes. Like I've seen.
It's like a wave, but it goes
Yeah.
the wave that's going down, so it goes back up and it,
Yeah.
Yeah, the gradual scale of things is decline, but
Yeah.
you do it does, like Bobby said, it does this.
Yeah,
But if you look at the
and
whole
right,
picture,
right now
it's
we're in
still,
the upscale, like uptick is going up, but it's overall, it's been dying.
it's not on an incline like surpassing how it used to be.
No, yeah, never, yeah.
yeah. Because right now the biggest things are donks. Like
Donks, yeah.
everything you see is like donks, big wheels,
As far as donks, man, like
and
I don't dislike them. I like them if they're done tastefully. Like to me, I don't like a lifted car to fit wheels. I don't want to see a Grand Marquis on a big frame lift to fit whatever size wheels.
Yeah.
But if you have a 73 or a 74 Caprice that you can fit these big wheels on, and the car is still at its stance, factory stance or lower, I like that.
Well, I think it has evolved on that because it used to be you used to raise
Yeah.
the entire body and everything so you could fit these wheels, right? You had these big old ugly looking frames on the bottoms.
Yep.
And now what has happened is they started cutting the wheels from the inside, modifying the frame.
The frame, yeah.
So like that, it
You can
tucks the
turn.
wheels. Yeah, you can tuck the wheels in. It's a little bit lower, and you still keep the big wheels, and you ain't showing all that ugly ass
Yeah.
frame and suspension.
right now they're doing talking about all these frame offs, basically doing the same thing that we do, except different wheels.
Different wheels.
A little bit suspension is a little bit different because they don't gotta reinforce it, but
Right.
still the same amount of work, basically.
Yeah, true.
So why do you think low riding is on a decline?
But I'm telling you, yeah, number one is that money, and like I was telling you, man, it's like I don't think the young generation gets it, or they're not as interested in it as us as adults or as parents,
Why?
I don't know. I think maybe social media. I don't know.
Yeah.
Blame it on the internet. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
I grew up with no
Without
internet
a
until-
computer.
Well, yeah, up until I was like in my 20s when.
Yeah, you don't have no
Yeah,
influence.
I don't think we had a computer. I didn't have a computer till I was like 19.
Yeah, it was like early 20s.
I didn't have a computer throughout high school. So there was no social media.
You don't have no influences. Like
Right.
when you were growing up, all your friends had lowriders or wanted a lowrider. And now
Yeah, you were close into that group
the
right
people, the kids that want lowriders, because they're probably around their dad or something, but it's not because they're friends.
there.
All their friends have one. 'Cause
Like you go to a high school, you could pick any high school in Houston, and pick one in the hood too, and go to the parking lot and see, is there going to be a lowrider there?
No.
There might be one.
You'll see trucks.
Okay,
Houston,
truck.
Houston is big on trucks, right? On
I remember at Angleton, when I used to have to go pick them up, like there was a Fleetwood Coupe on 72 spokes, and I was like, damn, wonder who's that kid? Who's his dad? Like, because I know he didn't, pick that up on his own.
turns out it wasn't the kid; it was the teacher.
Maybe,
You know what I'm saying?
maybe. I saw it from a distance a few times. Maybe, yeah. But I think that I think the biggest reason for the decline is, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think lowriders are practical. They're not. You can't. I mean, yeah, you can daily drive one. We used to daily drive them because that's the only car you had.
Yeah.
But now a lowrider is not the only car you have.
Well,
you have your commuter, and then you have your ride.
Yeah.
So,
well, as an adult, you can afford that. As
Sure.
a kid, you can't afford that.
right. So
You know?
you only had your ride.
Yeah, you only had that one ride, and that got you around. It broke down, you were asked out. Now, but going back to what Bobby was saying, it takes a lot of money nowadays to build a car, man. You know.
Well,
I mean,
reinforced frame. What was that like?
Yeah, bring it on.
10 G's maybe? I don't know.
Reinforced frame, 10 G's.
Maybe they're around there. I think. I don't know.
well,
10 G's. That's like.
the thing is, it doesn't though, because you. I mean, your first car with hydraulics, did it have a full wrap? Did it? You take it off the body? You didn't do none of that?
No, none of that.
So.
Yeah, but then if you don't do that, it's not correct. So people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's wrong," and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, they don't like me," so they're just gonna go join a different kind of car crew, whatever kind of car thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, yeah, you're right. I mean, but it's
Because there's so many standards for a lowrider now.
yeah.
Yeah. The standards have gone up, or the idea of a standard.
Because I mean, you can't just put like ladies on a junk car because people are gonna be like, "Hell is that? They don't want you around." They're gonna try to join a car club. They're not gonna want them in the club.
So, haters are the reason of decline.
Maybe.
No, well, I think it's just people listening to other people's opinion and not really just doing it for themselves, right? Like if I'm building my car, like you're building your 60, right? If somebody said, "Man, I can't stand green, man," what would you say? You like that?
I don't remember asking you for your
Yeah,
opinion.
exactly. That's my favorite color. I'm painting my
Sure.
color.
Yeah.
Not, whatever. So it's just, and like I said, with the social media, with the internet, with all this other stuff, you become more, more influenced by what everybody
prone
else,
to influence.
Yeah, by what everybody is saying. So man, if you just say my favorite color is green, but then everybody starts saying, well, green ain't nice, it's ugly.
Green ain't it?
Green, I mean, you should have painted it blue. Well, now I'm be like, "Damn, maybe I shouldn't have painted it green, man, because now everybody is saying that they don't like green. Maybe I should have painted it blue." And you kind of get influenced, and next thing you know, your mind changes like that, and
And that's the wrong reason.
yeah, but it happens. Huh? Not saying I like it, and I know I wouldn't care.
I think music has an influence. I think the decline in the music that used to be, from the 90s, 90s basically, 90, me personally, 91 to 2000, so that 10-year span or whatever. They don't make music like that no more. And those rap music, they reference cars, they reference clubs. The music videos referenced clubs, big nationwide clubs, and cars. You see cars. I mean, you remember videos used to be on MTV. They played every hour.
Then what about all the clubs that were
Before that?
back in the 70s and 60s?
Well,
and all
those
that?
guys are, 70 years old.
But they like, there's a big club out in LA that named all their cars off of classic rock hits.
Oh yeah, sure. You can't say that music is single-handedly the reason for the decline, but I think it's part of it's a factor.
Yeah.
So how come you're not building a slab? All you listen to is screw music.
I mean, I like some slabs.
Yeah.
I've never owned one. I've never built one. If I did, it would be a El Dorado.
No dog.
El Dog.
84.
To me, that's the king slab.
I don't know, maybe like a Brits.
Yeah, that's what El Dog Barits. That's the king slab. For me.
What's the other one?
The 76.
Oh, the Boss Hog? Nah.
No, the Riviera.
Yeah, they look like an El Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a cheaper version.
Cheaper version. Yeah. No, the El Dog Black is the slab.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's other styles too. I like baby Fleetwoods. So, but that's a whole different topic.
But you can build one when you retire.
Yeah. By then it'll be really expensive.
So that's the one reason why you want to do it. Same reason why
Sure.
people aren't building lowriders.
They're
It's too
expensive.
expensive.
Yeah.
Well, I think okay. So like, I mean, you're not going to make a lowrider out of. Well, you can. I mean, you're not going to make a lowrider out of a Toyota Corolla,
How much?
but people did.
They've done it, yeah.
How much money you got in your trunk? Like 15 G's?
No. In the trunk, like 5.
Nah, come on now, man.
You think somebody from high school can afford that? No.
No. Sure. Good point.
They'd have to save a couple years to get that kind of money to get a car.
Five-
And actually now.
But how much I got in the trunk of the Lincoln? Like maybe 18.
You know, I was having a
With the
conversation
batteries?
with somebody at work, and we're talking about the price of G bodies, man. How G bodies have skyrocketed, man.
I remember back. I remember 15 years ago, people used to laugh at that idea.
Mm-hmm.
That damn that luxury sport or that bubble Cutlass is going to be worth $10,000 one day, and they're like, no, you can go get them at the junkyard. Well, now you can't go get them at the junkyard.
And see, that would be the entry level for a teenager. You know,
Sure.
If they want to get into lowrider, you would think that, but even at that, it's getting too expensive, right?
So G-Bars are entry level?
No, definitely not. No, but I'm saying like, come on, man. See, Bobby, you gonna get me in trouble with the people.
I'll say they are entry level. I mean, are they not? You can't be 50 years old in like that Cali swinging. You can't be 50 years old in the Cutlass, man. You can.
What if you like it though? I mean, like, there's that guy that sells all them G
So
bodies.
you get front upon, so they're like haters.
There's some expensive ass G bodies out here though, man.
So I'm a
Like,
hater.
So now you hating on G-Bodies.
I'm not hating on. I like G bodies. I'm not hating on G bodies. I'm just saying.
like a Grand National or
No. I like G body, man. I like luxury sport. I like Regal. I'm not a big fan of Cutlass, but I have one.
yeah.
I like them, man. I like I like the fact that they're rear wheel drive,
Yeah.
and you can put 13s on.
Yeah.
But when we say entry level, when I say entry level, you don't got to do anything to the rear end to make their wheels fit.
Yeah. No.
They bolt right on.
Yeah.
They clear the front brake calipers.
Yes.
Not like a Lincoln or a big body where you got to either grind them down or do something crazy like that. They bolt right on.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got to buy no cruiser skirts for them, so that saves money.
Yeah.
There's no grill to buy like a LAC, or I mean you could put a bumper kit, but see what I'm saying? You can build one on the cheap. Well, on the cheap I mean under 10 grand.
Not anymore.
You could pull one off for under 10 grand.
Shit.
It ain't gonna be a show car,
Uh-huh.
but you could pull one off. I mean, if you do it yourself.
Yeah.
But that's what I say when I mean entry level. Entry level meaning the amount it costs.
Yeah, but a teenager ain't gonna have that. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, a teenager's not in. The teens today, they're not interested in none of that, man. And it's sad.
Well, even if they are, I mean, you think they're gonna have the knowledge right away to build one on the cheap? No, they're gonna want to take it to a shop, body shop, get it painted.
Well, the thing is, in my opinion, because I don't think, for one, we assume because you've done it, you assume that everyone knows what to do. Mm-hmm. So, for example, I mean, when you bought your first set of white wall, when you bought your first set of tire or rims 13s,
Mm-hmm.
or when you had the idea of buying your first set of 13s,
Mm-hmm.
did you know what size tire? Or did you have to maybe do a little bit of homework? You didn't automatically know.
Yeah, you're right.
You had to do a little bit of homework.
I didn't know the exact spec, like the one.
You knew you wanted the white wall.
Yeah.
But you didn't know it was 155, 80, 13.
Yeah, I didn't know all that.
Only.
Yeah.
Not the one.
165 or
No,
something
not
like
that. No.
Yeah.
So, and it's got to have the white wall. You can't roll the black wall on it. So you had to put some effort. You had to do some research.
Yeah.
You had to ask somebody,
Yeah.
or go look. And you had to do your homework.
Yeah.
Well, that takes effort.
Yeah.
And right now,
they don't. Yeah.
there's no effort involved in
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the reasons of the decline. Because I mean, like pumps too, like put them in, a hydraulic setup. I mean, my first setup, like you can go back and talk, and I can remember things where like I didn't know the difference between what 1/4 inch fitting and what 3/8 was.
Yeah.
So, or what, the difference in the check valve and stuff like that.
Okay, a good one, and I think we talked about this some time ago. When you're doing like stainless steel flaring,
Yeah.
there's different kinds of degrees on a flare. You
Sure.
got you got your 45, you got your 37, and if you don't get the right flare tool, you're just
Wasting
gonna have
time.
you're gonna have.
But
mistakes.
arguably, there is more information out there available now than there was before. So the homework is already done. You just have to
Oh yeah.
look for it.
Yeah, you know what? YouTube is a game changer for everybody.
YouTube
man.
is putting people out of business, man.
Yeah.
YouTube is putting people out of business.
Yeah.
Because, why you got to hire an electrician to come put a ceiling fan in for you when you can just YouTube it real quick, and if it's a good video,
Yeah.
and you could replace your own ceiling fan yourself.
Yeah.
So, but I think the decline is money and the fact that the cars ain't made anymore. The cars aren't available.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're making cars now that, you can't put 13s on. They won't even fit the brakes.
Yep.
And then on top of that, like I say, they're not practical. They're not exactly fun to drive.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. I don't know. It's just a different. It's a different vehicle.
Yeah.
You try and drive. For example, your 68 when it's done, and then drive. The SUV you have. Two totally different experiences.
Oh yeah. With the SUVs, don't fly.
68's gonna bounce and it's fun. Don't get me wrong. You love it, but you can't drive that every day, man.
Yeah.
You just can't. So
Maybe that's another thing. That kind of
too much
stuff.
work.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to weld on their 62 every Saturday.
I know one guy he does. But I would say that it's not dead, but it's on life support. Lowriding is on life support. And yeah, you can go on Instagram and it looks like it's super popular, but if you compare it to how it used to be, it's on life support.
Yeah.
You go on Instagram, and if you follow 100 people and that's all you see, you're like, man, this is wow, this is going on, and then you can drive across Houston every day for a month and you don't see a single car, you don't see a single lowrider on the freeway.
Yeah, which I do. I drive an hour across Houston to get to work every single day, and I don't ever see a car. And
When's the last time you seen a car with 13s?
And when I do,
And not going to an event. We're talking about
like just every day.
just on Tuesday morning.
I'm telling you. And when I do see one, I'm calling somebody. Hey man, I can't believe I just seen this, convertible
Yeah.
62 or whatever.
Yeah, there used to be a Regal that I would see on 288, man, and it's like, damn, and it's like, you don't see that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to an event, then that's different. That's planned.
Yeah.
That's scheduled. That's planned. Yeah, you're gonna see cars there. But we're talking about
Every day.
every day, man. When I was in high school, man, there was I don't know, at least 5 or 6 of them in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So
You should change that. Start driving the 60 to work.
could, but it's just the youth is not interested in low riding. Unless you're teaching them. But first off, they got to be interested if you want to teach. You don't want to teach somebody who's not interested.
Well, you know what? That might be a good question for the public out there that's watching the video. If let's say they own a shop. If they own a shop, do they make it a family affair, like a family business? To where your kids maybe in the summer are helping out and getting involved.
Of course, but not always. They don't always last.
Only if they want to.
Yeah.
Only if they want to, man. You don't want to force a kid to, hey, because then,
Why not?
force them.
Yeah, man. They're your kids.
Well, yeah, man. Go get that wrench. But
lay the law down, man. Hey, you 18? No? Okay. Come on. Go on the shop.
That should happen. I think that there's a Instagram account I follow in California, at Valley High School, and it's an auto tech program in high school.
Yeah, I had one.
Yeah, me too. And they're rebuilding a 283 out of a 59 convertible.
Nice. Okay.
They pulled it in the shop. You know, the car smoking, right? Whatever. So he's got, you know, a handful of kids in high school, seniors or juniors or whatever, and you know, they did compression tests. You know, they checked the oil and, you know, to see if it's sludge or whatever. And I think they have pulled the motor out and they're rebuilding the motor. And I was like, man, I really support that, because it's stuff like that that's going to keep this thing alive.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think a high school should have more programs like that.
Yeah.
You know, more vocational programs,
Yep.
because not everybody wants to go to, you know, the 4-year university or a 6-year or whatever. I mean, some people are cool with, you know, being a mechanic.
Yeah, that brings another point. You know, the trades are kind of also going away, man. I mean,
dying.
you know,
Yeah.
the welding, your HVACs, electricians, all that stuff. You know,
Sure.
carpenters. You know, like real deal construction.
Yeah, real deal, like custom cabinet makers.
Yeah, all that stuff. All
Yeah.
that's going away.
Dying
man.
breed too.
Yeah. So when I was in high school, man, yeah, man, they offered the auto tech class and the auto body, man, and man, it was.
I wish they had auto body in mine. We had auto tech and woodworking.
Yeah, we also had that too. Yeah.
Tappy Pappy. Mr. Tappin was his name.
We had the metal shop and the wood shop teacher. I forget his name, but and man, I hope you ain't out there, man, listening and watching this, man. They used to call him Mr. Parrot, and we, you know, because he was a little overweight, man. And but anyways,
Pear.
I learned a lot of stuff from those shops, man.
Mr. Pear?
Yeah.
Oh, pear shaped.
Yeah, he was pear
Okay.
shaped, man. So they called him Mr. Parrot, but that wasn't his name. And I know he knew that everybody was,
Yeah.
you know, talking about him, but he still went on about his business and he still taught the class, man.
Sure.
Which, honorable, man.
Man, you know, yeah, they need to have more of that in high school. I don't know that's. I mean, I don't know the statistics behind that, but you know, the high school stuff is part. You know, that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, is because I started doing it at a young age.
Now they teach them on tablets, man.
Sure. Yeah.
My high school didn't have that.
Didn't have that type of program at all.
No, underfunded. Blame who was the president back then?
Bush.
Bush.
Tiburcio.
First one or the second one?
The second one.
The second one.
No, I mean, back. You don't want to get too far off topic, but yeah, it's definitely on the decline. And I don't know that it can ever be revived, man, because the cars aren't being produced.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if
I
the
think-
cars aren't being produced and they're getting more expensive, it's never going to be revived.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're just slowly losing grip. Eventually, it's going to fall.
Nah, man.
It ain't going to fall if it's just going to become harder
Yeah.
and more expensive.
Yeah.
Yep, because everybody's saying their parts were too expensive.
20 years from now, man, you think you'll be talking about this?
I think in 20 years, a lot of the cars right now are the generation is going to die. So eventually, I mean, right now the '59 Impala convertible is, you know, for some people will say the ultimate. You know, let's see that in 30 years. I bet nobody's going to want one.
They're gonna be too expensive, man.
I don't think anybody's going to want one. If nobody wants one, then they're worthless.
People are gonna be trying to sell them to pay off their house, man.
If nobody wants one, then they have no value.
Yeah, you're right.
They're worthless if nobody wants
one.
one.
Yeah, supply and demand. Yeah.
So what happens when people stop wanting it? It all of a sudden goes from top dollar to zero. And not only specifically 59, but just these cars in general.
Yeah.
So if nobody wants them, then...
I mean, future generations are all they're gonna know is electric cars.
Sure.
You know, so I don't want a combustion engine. I don't want.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're going to say, what's that?
Yeah.
Y'all put gas? Y'all had to pump gas at one point? Yeah.
Peons.
I mean, yeah, eventually, man, that's going to be a thing. Like, people are going to say, damn, these people ain't going to know that at one point, yeah, you had to pump gas at the gas station.
Yeah, I had it rough back then. Had to pump gas.
Man, that's crazy, man. But anyways, man, that's this weekend shop talk. You guys leave a comment. Do you think Lowriding is dead? If it's still alive, do you think it's on the decline or on the incline?
Share stories, share experiences, man. We love
Sure.
the comments. We love to read the
Yeah,
comments.
I read them, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole point is to get interaction.
I mean, I read everything from the purists who
Yeah.
only want to keep their cars certain ways to the people that chop them up
Chop 'em up.
and make lowriders, real lowriders out of them.
Okay. So, man, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bring you guys back next weekend. Y'all stay tuned.